Alright, everyone. Time for this new list. The worst title card of every SpongeBob season. Well, except 12 and 13. You see, I haven't really fully watched season 12, so even though we already have the title cards, I need to see the episodes in order to be able to tell if it's a good one or not. So, I could finish watching it, but I really don't feel like watching the new stuff. And season 13 hasn't been finished anyway, so yeah, I'm only going to do seasons 1 to 11. Now, this list was honestly a little bit difficult to make because some seasons didn't really have anything for me to choose, but so it's kind of gonna get a bit nitpicky. All right, now let's start with season 1. Season 1.
SB129.
SB129. What does this have anything to do with the episode? Like I get that the 129 is actually part of the production code, but who's gonna know that? I had to learn that one from a friend, and I'm a big SpongeBob fan. So, that tells you how dumb the name is. SpongeBob 129. Is it supposed to be the 129th episode? Because it's not. Oh, so this episode takes place in 2017. You can tell because the calendar says 4017 when he goes to the future. So, were the writers thinking that there's going to be 129 episodes by then? Because the math is very obvious that they were going to reach that far before even the 20th ends. Which they did. Well, if you count segments, but if you count episodes, then they reached it by 2010 or 2011. Anyway. Anyway. The reason I chose this one was because all the other ones made more sense. Like, Nine Nautical Neighbors was almost going to be on here, but then I realized SB129 definitely deserves to be on here. Because there's no actual relevance. Nine Nautical Neighbors, at least, is about neighbors. The neighbors. SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward. This has nothing to do with anything. Like, the number doesn't even feel futuristic at all either. They should have made something like Squid in Time. Doesn't that sound like a better title? Squidward in Time or something? Squid in Time. I'm just saying, makes a lot more sense than SB129. And on to season 2. Season 2. This one was a bit tricky. Alright? Like, at first I was gonna go for Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm, because that one should have obviously been called the Alaskan Bollworm. But at least that episode did give us what it was listing. Yeah, there was Sandy, there was SpongeBob, there was the Worm, but what is up with no free rides? No free rides has nothing really to do with free rides. Is it free because SpongeBob didn't really do anything to get the license? Because I don't know. Again, like I said, it's probably a bit nitpicky, this one, but seriously, this is the only one I don't really get for the season. And I like this episode too, and SB129, so whoop, oh well, not everything's perfect. Season 3. Oh boy, here we go. Squilliam Returns, huh? Yeah, Returns. So there's gonna be some lore from Bangeeks, right? No? It's just gonna act like this is the first time we're seeing him by having Squidward introduce him? Like, and, nothing, no callbacks? Like, as if Bangeeks never happened? How is this a return episode? When I see Squilliam Returns, I expect some lore from when we saw him last time, not just Squilliam showing up again. It doesn't make sense. I mean, wouldn't you expect some lore from the first time you see him? Hmm? It's returns. Like, the only thing returning is that the fact that you see him again, but it's like, when you see returns, you expect, oh, was there something relevant from the last time we saw him that makes this have to mention that he returns? Like is that special that he's back? Well, you don't really get much of that in the episode. There's nothing really special about him coming back. It just acts as if nothing happened before, which is the point of calling it Squilliam Returns. And they do this all the time, too. They do this in Man Ray Returns, and Dirty Bubble Returns, and Spot Returns. But the only time they actually did it right was Bubble Buddy Returns. The only time post-movie SpongeBob did a Returns episode. Something tells me that maybe post-movie SpongeBob is not that bad after all. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a whole conversation for another day, though. I'll get to that later. Maybe. I say that a lot about a lot of videos, and I don't think I've even done them yet. Anyway, on to season 4. All that glitters. You know, at first I was really thinking best frenemies for this one. Because I always call that episode like the Kelp Shake episode, even though I knew it was called Best Frenemies, because Best Frenemies just doesn't work here. But at least they actually gave us what we would expect out of Best Frenemies. We got Mr. Krabs and Plankton teaming up. So at least it promised what its title implies. Even if the Kelp Shakes part seemed more relevant. But all that glitters is just completely nonsensical from what we got in the episode. All that glitters makes me think that maybe it has something to do with glitter or gold or something shiny. Like, what is that? Like, does it have something to do with the saying, all that glitters is not gold? Because I don't even understand what that has to do with SpongeBob and his spatula problem. It's really not a good name. Seriously, this is dumb. Like, I'd prefer a name like, maybe Splat. Splat. Even though he doesn't go splat, it still implies that he's Guild? That still makes more sense than all that glitters. Well, that's all I really have to say about that one. Season 5. This one was a bit tricky. To be honest, I was thinking maybe to save a squirrel. But then I was like, what about 20,000 Patties Under the Sea? because even though that's a reference to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but I just couldn't figure this one out. Because 20,000 Baddies Under the Sea, it doesn't really have anything to do with 20,000 baddies, and it's mainly, yeah, it's about like a submarine and stuff, but I don't think anyone's gonna get that one. So, I don't know, you know? So I decided to go for it to save a squirrel, because this one, it just, at least it's actually patties under the sea, and they probably fed that guy 20,000 patties anyway, the monster. And it is under the seas, and I guess it just makes sense. But to save a squirrel, the episodes hardly have anything to do with Patrick trying to save save Sandy. It's mainly about them trying to save themselves, really. It would have made more sense if they was like called Survival Sponge. To save a squirrel would have made more sense for an episode like Rodeo Days, where they're actually trying to save Sandy, or at least SpongeBob is. But then again, Rodeo Days is still a good title. That episode's not going to be here for season 7, but still, to save a squirrel, I mean, what could be more sidetracked of an episode title to the episode than that? Oh wait, we haven't gotten to season 6 yet. Season 6. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, season 6. Shuffleboarding. Yeah, shuffleboarding. Remember, you know, that episode where there's no actual shuffleboarding. They just cut it to the shuffleboarding tournament already happening. Kind of similar to the return of Slade from Teen Titans Go, except this came out about 5 years earlier. Why didn't they do this? Like I didn't already hate shuffleboarding enough as it is. I swear, the only thing they got right there was by using the my leg gag. Okay, honestly, the only reason I'm able to stay calm right now is because people have already hated on this type of episode a little bit, so it's not too frustrating when other people are doing the hating for me. But let's just try and move on to season 7 now. Season 7. Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why isn't the Great Patty Caper on here? We just got Patty Caper in season 6. Well, that's mainly because Patty Caper doesn't really suit the episode as well as the Great Patty Caper does for the Great Patty Caper. Like, I actually like the Great Patty Caper's name and have never gotten the titles mixed up, so that's never been a problem for me. But I did have a problem with this one. Cracked Crab. The title card you just saw, it shows a cracked crab on top of it. But the episode is about Mr. Krabs trying to get an award for being cheap. Why did they call it Cheap Crab? Or like make the C a K or something? It doesn't make any sense. What does this have to do with cracked? Like, it makes it sound as if Mr. Krabs' shell gets cracked or something, which has already been done similarly in Shell of a Man, except it wasn't cracked, it was malted. What does this have to do with anything? It makes no sense. There's no cracking. And if things don't get any more irrelevant than that, we got season 8 to go through. Season 8. For Hero to go, that has nothing to do with anything. Like, it makes it sound like it's about them having a takeout issue, or Mr. Krabs doesn't want them to take food to go anymore or something. But it has nothing to do with that. It's about a contest where you have to guess how many seeds are in this jar for a... I'm sorry. Free Krabby Patty! Does this really have anything to do with For Hero to Go? No! And people thought Planet of the Jellyfish's name was dumb because the episode was not a parody of Planet of the Apes. But at least that one, you know, kind of gives you a planet run by jellyfish in a way. The ocean/world was run by the jellyfish, so it's kind of there. This has absolutely nothing to do with anything in the episode at all. But then again, at least Pocket Rules already complained about this one too for me, so that helps. Season 9 will probably be a little less frustrating. 9. So, kind of. This is an episode where they actually went for the name that they gave it in the promo. Unlike with episodes like Goons on the Moon, where they didn't stick with the title SpongeBob Mary Pants, here they actually stuck with Goodbye Krabby Patty instead of Factory Fresh. Factory Fresh made perfect sense. They're literally making the Krabby Patties in a factory and pretending like it's like fresh. But this stuff with Goodbye Krabby Patty, as if the Krabby Patty was going away. The Krabby Patty was not going away. Just because they changed it doesn't mean it was going away. People were still buying it and eating it. It wasn't going away. But then again, I think Alpha J had already talked about this one. So, I guess you don't have to hear much else from me then. 10. This one was very difficult to choose. There's not too many episodes from this season, so it's hard to really find one where they'd make a mistake or some dumb title. I really had to think on this one, and I decided to just go for Burst Your Bubble because, well, it's not really about popping bubbles, it's about bubble cars, so it would have made more sense if they called it Bubble Boat. Huh? Bubble boats? Boating bubbles? Even if it's similar to Boating Buddies? Yeah, this one really is a nitpick. Season 11, the final one here. 11, not 2, 11. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but this was also the a very nitpicky one. Despite this having 50 episodes, I could not find one that I really found was bad. But I just don't like Surf and Turf's name because it's, like, again, it's about Sandy, a land animal, and Mr. Krabs, a sea animal, doing something together. But it's like, Surf and Turf doesn't have much to do with the episode itself. It's about the fact that Mr. Krabs and Sandy are finally interacting together for a whole episode. But they've interacted before, you know? It's like, and everyone else is a sea creature, so I guess every episode is where every episode with a sea creature hanging out with Sandy, which is anybody in town, is a Surf and Turf. Like, what? Why didn't they make it something like something related to bottles, like they did with bottle burglars earlier in the same episode, or spin the bottle? But okay, maybe they thought that was a bit repetitive. But then why not to make so many episodes about bottles in this episode, in this season anyway? You know? Well, that's pretty much all I got for now, really. I might edit in season 12 or 13 if I want to. Later down the road. Heck, I might actually go back to this video every time a season's finished and actually rewatch the show and go back to checking out the new stuff. Yeah, maybe. But until then, this is what you got. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me rant and seeing those edits. Me editing in the title cards. Anyway, that's pretty much all I really got for this one. I got a lot of other things coming up involving SpongeBob, of course, and other things too on my channel, so hope you guys enjoy that when it gets here. See ya.